It's almost like praying.
Lin-Manuel Miranda teams up with J-Lo and more stars in a new single for Puerto Rico relief.
They're running down the street to get a diaper. It's bad.
She's chartered planes and gathered millions of pounds of supplies. Today, Bethenny Frankel tells us exclusively why relief has become her mission and what she is seeing on the ground in Puerto Rico.
Movie producer and Hollywood titan Harvey Weinstein speaks out while under fire after accusations of sexual harassment from Ashley Judd and other women.
A Texas cheerleader found slain in her bed. Her coach opens up about this horrific event and how it's shaken their team to the core.
And is this a real romance for Bieber? The pop star treats Ballers actress Paola Paulin to a very Hollywood date amid couple rumors.
Plus, the Orville star Paola tells us why she's loving the girl power in all of her roles.
Anything where I get to hurt men.
All right, here we go.
They were like, here you go.
Like, yes!
Yes! It's my dream.
Happy Friday, guys. People.com and Facebook Live. Welcome to People Now. Lots to get to today. But first, here's what you need to know and what's trending for your Friday. The Clark County Coroner's Office on Thursday released the official list of the 58 people who were killed in Sunday night's mass shooting in Las Vegas. Two of the last people to be confirmed dead are 61-year-old Brett Schwanbeck and 24-year-old Austin Meyer. Schwanbeck was attending the country music festival with his fiancée, according to a GoFundMe page set up by his family. According to his family, he was injured in the first round of gunfire. Several people helped his fiancée, carrying him to an awaiting ambulance, and he was taken to Sunrise Medical Center, where he, quote, fought a great fight to recover from his injuries. Schwanbeck, who was from Arizona, succumbed to his injuries on Tuesday. The GoFundMe page remembers him as a, quote, great man that was funny, generous, kind, loving, and so full of joy, who loved lake trips and spending time with his kids and his grandkids. Meanwhile, Meyer was celebrating his 24th birthday and his upcoming anniversary with his girlfriend in Las Vegas when he was shot and killed. His sister Veronica remembers him always with a smile on his face and making people laugh. She said Meyer had a passion for cars and basketball. His favorite team was the Boston Celtics. The final list of those killed was released as one of the first to be confirmed dead. Officer Charleston Hartfield was laid to rest. On Thursday, thousands gathered at a candlelight memorial for the father of two, who, though he was off duty at the time, died as he tried to save others. He is survived by his wife and his children, who are 9 and 15 years old. To remember all of those lost in Sunday's tragedy and celebrate their lives, People has compiled a tribute to each victim. You can view that on People.com. Unimaginable. That's how cheerleading coach Danielle Waymeyer of Texas's Silsbee High School describes the death of 14-year-old Tristan Dilly, one of her athletes. Dilly is a high school freshman. She was found dead in her second-floor bedroom at her mother's home in Buena, Texas, Sunday night. Police suspect the teen was killed by 19-year-old college student Paul Audrey Adams, whom she had secretly been dating. Adams committed suicide the day after Tristan was shot twice in the head with a .22 caliber Magnum revolver. The girl's coach goes on to tell People that she was the type of person that when she's gone, you feel the void. She goes on to say, quote, what has happened to Tristan is unimaginable and has shaken our team to its very core. My girls will miss their teammate, their sister, and their friend, and I will miss my cheerleader. She describes Tristan as an amazing athlete, student, and friend who loved cheerleading. Investigators discovered that at the time of her death, she'd been dating a boy named Adam. Jasper County, Texas Sheriff's Lieutenant Ryan Cunningham told People. After searching through Tristan's phone and Facebook, investigators learned that Adams' true identity was Paul Audrey Adams, a 19-year-old nursing student at Lamar State College, less than an hour away. Cunningham said he later learned that Adams had no criminal record and had been homeschooled. He also revealed that some of the messages between Tristan and Adams showed they were planning to meet at her mom's house on Sunday, the day that she died. Her body was found shortly after 7 p.m., according to Cunningham. Authorities believe she was killed sometime after 3:30 p.m. on Monday afternoon. Investigators found Adams' car and a tent near a canal, and as they were 150 yards from that vehicle, they saw him reach for a gun and shoot himself. Cunningham said detectives learned that a few days before Tristan's killing, Adams bought an axe, a machete, a hatchet, several knives, 32 meal rations, cases of water, burlap sacks, dumbbells, and duct tape. He had also purchased several sets of handcuffs and chains, calling this tragedy a premeditated event. Really shocking story there. Well, guys, Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein is apologizing for his, quote, bad behavior, but denying actress Ashley Judd's accusations of sexual harassment against him. Those accusations, along with multiple others, were leveled against him on Thursday in a story that initially broke in the New York Times. The 65-year-old executive gave his first interview following that controversy, telling the New York Post that his wife, Marchesa fashion designer Georgina Chapman, quote, stands 100% behind me. On Thursday, the New York Times reported in a revealing expose that 8 women, including Judd, spoke out against Weinstein and that the famed producer allegedly reached at least 8 settlements with women who claimed that Weinstein behaved inappropriately during work meetings. Weinstein's attorney, Lisa Bloom, said in a statement that her client, quote, denies many of the accusations as patently false. Meanwhile, in his new interview with the New York Post, Weinstein said his wife, attorney, and others would be, quote, kicking my ass to be a better human being and to apologize to people for my bad behavior, to say I'm sorry, and to absolutely mean it. He went on to say, I also have the worst temper known to mankind. My system is all wrong, and sometimes I create too much tension. I lose it, and I am emotional. That's why I've got to spend more time with a therapist and go away. He adds, my temper makes people feel intimidated, but I don't even know when I'm doing it. In the past, I used to compliment people, and some took it as me being sexual. I won't do that again. I admit to a whole way of behavior that is not good. I can't talk specifics, but I put myself in positions that were stupid. I want to respect women and do things better. Weinstein also denied Ashley Judd's claims specifically, saying, quote, I never laid a glove on her. Weinstein did not mention actress Rose McGowan, who was also named in the New York Times piece as one of the women he had reached a settlement with. Weinstein announced Thursday in a statement to the New York Times that he's taking a leave of absence. The Hollywood heavyweight is also suing the New York Times for $50 million, calling their reporting, quote, reckless in his interview with the New York Post. Stay on People.com for more developments on this story. Well, guys, it seems like Lionel Richie may be worried about his daughter Sophia Richie's romance with Scott Disick. A source revealing to People what the new American Idol judge really thinks of the relationship, saying, quote, Lionel thinks Scott is the worst person she could ever see and that he raised her better than that. He goes on to say he thinks she should have more respect for herself as a young woman. Lionel knows Scott's playboy ways and he doesn't want to see his daughter get hurt. Well, since the couple confirmed their romance in September, Sophia and Scott have wasted no time packing on the PDA. The pair recently enjoyed a vacation in Punta Mita, Mexico, and documented their getaway on social media. But it seems like Sophia may be more into the relationship than Disick. The insider saying, Scott isn't treating this as a long-term relationship whatsoever. He's just having fun. Sophia wanted commitment from him, so he committed to be her boyfriend. They also reveal that Disick still has ex-Kourtney Kardashian on his mind and that he hasn't stopped texting and flirting with other girls. The insider says Richie's naive and doesn't realize what she's in for. They say Sophia feels like she's in the in crowd right now and loves that Scott has swagger and money and that he loves to travel and party.
I mean, as a dad, you probably don't want your daughters with anyone.
Yeah, right. I mean, you can sort of
no matter
see
what, it's kind of gonna
why
be hard
Lionel
for
would
you.
have the flags raised. There you go. All right, Andrea, more trending news for us in Star Trek.
Yes, you're talking the Biebs. We are kicking off Star Trek today with a little romance. All right, so looks like Justin Bieber is back in the dating game, and the singer was spotted on a date Wednesday night with Ballers actress Paola Paulin. A source telling People, quote, he was with her at Chateau and told people the next day she was hot, and we'll just leave it at that. The cute couple was seen leaving Bieber's church in Beverly Hills before heading to the famous hotel. A source previously revealed that Bieber is doing, quote, much better. After going through a bit of a rough patch, the insider said, quote, he was just not himself. He was profoundly unhappy, exhausted, low energy. He was just miserable. He needed to step back, recalibrate, and then figure out his next move. After canceling the rest of his Purpose World Tour, he began to spend more time at church trying to return to his former self. A source saying, quote, and it's been a process, but he's doing so much better. You can talk to him and see that the old Justin is coming back. He seems happier, more energetic. It's encouraging. He's not completely there, but he's definitely on his way. Well, we can't wait to see how this little romance turns out. We'll be sure to keep you guys posted. All right, now watch this.
It's almost like praying. It's almost like praying.
Ooh, that's Lin-Manuel Miranda's latest single, Almost Like Praying. Miranda, who we of course all know as the composer behind Hamilton and Moana, got a little help from some of his famous friends and fellow artists for the song. We're talking Jennifer Lopez, Marc Anthony, Camila Cabello, Luis Fonsi, Gloria Estefan, actress Gina Rodriguez, Fat Joe, and so many more. Well, that's because it's for a very good cause. All proceeds from the new song will go to the Hispanic Federation's Hurricane Relief Fund, which will provide aid to Puerto Ricans living in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. Miranda himself has tirelessly raised awareness for his beloved Puerto Rico after residents were left without running water, generators, food, or electricity. On Wednesday, Miranda released a Spotify playlist titled For Puerto Rico, Poor Puerto Rico, and enticed fans to follow it by tweeting that if it reached 50,000 followers, he would share a photo of himself dressed in J-Lo drag. Well, he has not yet released that photo as promised, but you can be sure that we will bring it to you as soon as he does. And stay tuned, because later in the show, we'll be exclusively hearing from another celebrity who has been selflessly helping the relief efforts in Puerto Rico, Bethenny Frankel. You do not want to miss that. Storm Reid, star of the upcoming Disney adaptation of A Wrinkle in Time, recently opened up about what it was like filming with Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, and Mindy Kaling. She even reveals the best piece of advice that Oprah gave her. Take a look.
It's about a little girl, Meg Murray, trying to go on a journey to find her father. And on that journey, she comes across the Misses, who are Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, and Mindy Kaling. And I was nervous, intimidated, excited, happy. I felt grateful, but they're all so humble and down to earth, and I love them so much, and they just make me feel comfortable. And they're just regular women, and even though they have these big names, they're just regular people, so I love them dearly. Miss Oprah Winfrey gave me some advice to just always stay in the moment and don't waste energy on negative things and put your energy into positive things in your life. So I just try to remember that every day and just keep on going and just trying to be like them.
And Storm Reid is one of People's ones to watch this year. It's a list honoring Hollywood's hottest rising stars. On Wednesday, we celebrated all the talented newbies with a party presented by Maybelline New York, where we had to ask the ladies what is their favorite beauty feature to play up. Watch.
Favorite feature? I don't put a lot of makeup on, like when I'm going to like the movies and stuff, but mascara and lip gloss. Always have to have your eyelashes popping and lip gloss. So those are my favorite things.
I think probably eyes. I love eyelashes. I love all kinds of different eyeshadows and glitters and things like that.
Oh gosh, the eyes. I have these you know, big green eyes, and I literally, I will say, because on Superstore I don't necessarily get to look super, you know, alive. So whenever I'm getting ready for these things, I always tell my makeup friend, who does an amazing job, I'm like, if you think you've gone too far, go further. Right?
I love playing with a lip. I wear red lip a lot. It's my favorite, but I also like a darker red like tonight, you know? So it just depends on my mood.
What feature do I like to play up? I like my crazy nose. I'm a big fan of this big I don't know if it doesn't feel big to me, but it feels like the first thing that grew on my face when I went through puberty. So I'm always walking around like a 12-year-old thinking that I had this ginormous schnoz on my nose. But it has a little thing, and I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Oh God, my eyebrows and my eyelashes and my lips. That's it. Yeah.
All right, guys, stay with us. We're talking to Real Housewife Bethenny Frankel about the incredible work that she is doing for the hurricane relief in Puerto Rico, plus the beautiful Liz Hurley opening up about breast cancer awareness. Stick around.
This is King Cutie in People. His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. These are George's parents, George's home, his Nana, the Queen, and his staff of 644 Englishmen. This is George's dog Lupo, who inspired his favorite book, The Adventures of the Royal Dog Lupo, one George will share now that he's a big brother. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
This is a whole town that just saw a truck. They don't know anything. They didn't know we were coming. We just stopped by, we looked at the destruction, and they are lining up in droves just to get diapers and wipes and water. They're not getting the help. Whatever anybody's telling us, they're not getting the help at all. I mean, they're running down the street to get a diaper. It's bad.
That's reality star and business mogul Bethenny Frankel. She's taken on disaster relief as her personal mission through her Be Strong program in partnership with the disaster relief charity Delivering Good. Bethenny is on track to raise over $5 million in donations and supplies and over 5 million pounds of supplies. All of it to help people devastated by Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. Okay, Bethenny joining me on the phone and already saying way more than that already. So it's continuing to change, Bethenny. Tell us the update.
No, we're in I'm booking right now planes that can hold 500,000 pounds and that are, we're in the teens of millions, over $15 million in cargo, in plane donations and cargo donations. We have an underground army that I'm referring to as Operation PR 911. That is probably really the core is like 25 people that are all Puerto Rican except for me. And when I tell you, I have never in my entire life experienced, and I don't know any of them, experienced people working like this. They're literally right now, it's like on my phone, a 3-year-old on dialysis, a woman in advanced arthritis, people don't have water in Ponce, people in Corazol are like dying. It is really bad. They're setting up diabetic clinics, places, like we're transporting patients back, tests, oxygen, insulin. It is insane, and it is not sensationalized. It is. I keep having flights coming back with people saying that we're the first ones visiting these towns and they have no water or food. It is like people that are saying that they've lived through all the hurricanes, Puerto Ricans. The man booking one of my planes, Raj, who I've been tweeting, he said that Ponce, people are saying it's the devastation that they've never seen in their lives. It looks like Slumdog Millionaire. It's insane.
And we're seeing video and pictures and everything that you've been posting. Anyone who follows you on Twitter has seen this all unfolding over the past few days. You're putting out the call for resources, a remarkable number of people and businesses answering your call. Even we're seeing it on Twitter happening. You've chartered planes, and as you said, that number continues to grow. Give us an update on some of those, the things that you now think people need on the ground there.
The thing is, we need planes. We're just booking planes, so we're paying for planes. We have partners paying for planes ourselves. I've paid for planes. I have friends paying for planes. It's planes. Everybody's donating, and every time someone donates, you donate money. I have a charity, Be Strong. I have an initiative, Be Strong. Go to Bethenny.com /Be Strong and donate. But and the money's used for cash cards because I've gone into people's homes and handed them cash cards. But right now, when someone wants to donate, baby formula in huge quantities, or water in huge quantities, or bedding we got in quantities, or Bears Furniture sent us 3 containers, which is thousands of pounds of furniture. So we have places to store everything. We're like an operation. We're all over the country. We're storing things, and we're coordinating. Oh, I have a plane going from here. Sure. Oh, I need a plane in North Carolina. Oh, I need a medical passenger van. So right now we just keep amassing donations. Physical donations and monetary donations, and we are deploying plane after plane after plane, and we went from small planes that hold, not small planes, but big planes that hold, let's call it 5,000 pounds and like 12 people, and now we're transporting like 240,000 pounds on one plane ride and bringing back, medical patients, and it's insane. I don't even know how I got part of this, and I sort of running part of this thing. It's pretty insane.
And Bethenny, that's what I was going to say to you. Why did you feel like this was something you wanted to dive in such an aggressive way and really get hands-on?
I don't know that I decided. It's sort of like the way my business happened. I didn't plan for all this. I decided to do my part in different situations because I created Be Strong for women in crisis initially, and then I woke up and said, Houston, this is a crisis, and made the This is a Crisis t-shirts, and then I had a way to get right into towns that no one had visited in Mexico, and I started to realize that when the government drops off some stuff at some place, doesn't mean it's getting into the pockets. Or I had a big, major multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical company call me today and tell me that their massive cargo container is full. Wow. So we're working on... Oh, I got to call that guy back. I got to call the guy from the car. Okay, so we're working on opening that cargo container and me distributing it because basically the thing is that, to answer your question, I didn't decide this. I struck the match, one thing lit, and then you're seeing, oh God, we need oxygen concentrators. So I'm like, what's that? Let me tweet that out. Oh, this person came in. Oh, we need formula. Oh, there are children dying. Oh, there are people thirsty. So you can't unknow what you know. Yeah. So now I'm in this vortex where I'm making a difference and keeping all the balls in the air and just delegating. And I have an assistant named Paulette who I've never met. I have like 5 assistants from Eve, Seda, a guy, Omar, that's like my partner. I've never met Michael Capone in Miami. I've never met any of these people.
It's incredible.
We need to mention global empowerment groups. We do better. You need to mention Christy, who's handling all the medical patients. You need to mention Jill J. and Sarah and Eve. These are people that I would trust with my life. They're doing more than any person I know personally. It's amazing. So, you know, we're just moving. It's not like
the network. I think that Bethany, I think the network you've established is really incredible. I know you don't have a ton of time. We're seeing video previously there of you interacting with some people on the ground in Puerto Rico. What are they saying to you? What's their feeling about how things are happening?
Okay, so their feeling about how things are happening there. Well, what it is that, first of all, you want to get something done, you ask the Puerto Rican to do it because there are no balls getting dropped, which I'm shocked by. So this little army, Puerto Ricans have tons of family members everywhere. They're very connected. They're very close. They're very passionate. So, like, they're finding out things that nobody else could find out. Like, I'm getting every little story about the couple that I sent home the other night because their father in Miami has a few days to live and was dying. So that became a problem. The 3-year-old on a vent. The guy who I just tweeted about, whose mother has advanced arthritis and needs treatment. Like, it's just every minute there's some new story. And Ponce, we're sending planes to because Ponce is a forgotten area that is crushed, and there are people rationing water. And and there's Corazal is another area. I posted on my Instagram because I want people to know we're coming. They're saying no one's been here. And every time I say a forgotten city, they send another city to tell me no one's been here, no one's been here, no one's been there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on, but they're saying it's beyond.
Yeah, your social media feeds are full of information and all kinds of communication happening. Look, I know you're going to be on Shark Tank coming up, and you know Mark Cuban now. You guys have connected. Mark has also sent some relief to Puerto Rico. Have the two of you collaborated, talked about kind of the needs there and what's going on?
I asked him, that's how this whole thing got started. I asked him Friday night, and I said, I have money, I want to go, and he said he didn't need my help. And so a couple of other people I had called, how do I help, how do I help, how do I help? And my friend Nancy Rogers, who donated one of the planes, said, oh, this girl Nicole also wants to help. She's a girl in Dallas, and that's how it started. I said, I want to get a plane. She said, okay, I know how to get a plane, and I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm connected, and she was a stranger. So I started this with a stranger named Nicole, a girl named Eve, and a guy named Omar. And then we have tentacles out, and then other people are falling in, and it's a movement. I mean, it feels like a movement because I cannot tell you who's reaching out to us. Like I said, multi-billion-dollar companies, and people are, you know, it's just we're powerful, and we've got a network going. A major cyber lawyer that works with, you know, one of the presidential candidates, let's just say, reached out today, and I'm working with him. The mayor's office, de Blasio, has offered support. The Secretary of State in Puerto Rico, I have relationships with them. I mean, listen, I think I need to move to Puerto Rico.
Well, I'll tell you, it's great you're pulling out all the stops and you're really using your platform and all the resources you have for good. Bethenny Frankel, we'll let you go. I know that you are headed back and you're just diving in. You've got all kinds of stuff going on. Thank you so much, though, for taking time for us. Thank you for bringing awareness to this and for all you're doing there.
Thank you so much.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift and Sarah Jessica Parker and Liam Hemsworth, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People. The details make the story.
When I joined the Estee Lauder companies 22 years ago, straight away Evelyn Lauder, who was Estee Lauder's daughter-in-law, said, I've just started a new campaign and would you help us with it? And I said, of course, what is it? And she said, well, women all over the world are dying of breast cancer and nobody is talking about it, and I want to change that. The reason why it resonated so much with me when Evelyn asked me to join in with the campaign is because my grandmother had just died of breast cancer, and at that time there was no pink ribbon, no magazine had the word breast cancer on its cover page, there were no TV shows like this where you'd talk about breast cancer, there were no sponsored walks, there was nothing. It was a frightening thing which we didn't talk about because we were scared. My grandmother was one of those women. She didn't talk about it. She didn't talk about her treatment. when she found a lump, she didn't tell the doctor for over a year because she didn't want to hear what he said. We really hope that having had this fantastic awareness campaign for 25 years, that is a thing of the past, and people now know to check their breasts. If they're scared, if they're worried, if there's something wrong, they go to their doctor. And we know now if a friend has something wrong, to talk to them about it and to encourage them to help. That's progress.
This year is the breast cancer campaign's 25th anniversary. In that time, they've raised more than $70 million and helped decrease the mortality rate for breast cancer by 38%. With so much progress being made, they're pulling out all the stops to celebrate the milestone in style. Watch.
And we thought it'd be a fabulous thing for the 25th year anniversary if we got together. And then indeed, I popped up on a few flights and surprised the passengers, told them about our campaign, told them it was a 25-year anniversary, and also handed out pink ribbons to all the passengers. There were some survivors on the flights who told me about that. There were husbands who'd lost wives. It was very moving, as always.
To that end, through your time being involved in this campaign, what is there a story in particular that really sticks out to you of someone sort of spilling their heart and their experience to you?
There was a man in the line coming to talk to me, and I thought his wife is probably suffering, and actually he had breast cancer.
Really?
That was a first for me, because we now know that 1% of all breast cancers are found in men, and in fact, in this little pink ribbon that we wear, there's a little blue diamond, a little blue crystal in this, and that's to say that breast cancer can not only affect men because they lose their loved ones, but because they can actually get breast cancer.
There's still so much work to be done to end breast cancer for good, and Estee Lauder has many products whose proceeds go toward research and more, making it easier than ever for all of us to help the cause. What is Elizabeth's favorite one and possibly the well-kept secret to her ageless beauty? Well, she told us. Take a look.
It's the best serum in the world.
Right.
I got my first bottle of this, which isn't pink, this is a special edition.
Okay.
It's normally a brown bottle. I got my first one of these when I first met the Estee Lauder companies in 1995, and I've used it religiously twice a day since then. It's very, very good for the skin. This is a special edition in pink, and a percentage of the sales of this will go to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and there are lots of other fabulous products that people can look up and buy, knowing they're doing a good thing.
For more Elizabeth Hurley and the breast cancer campaign, check out this week's issue of People on newsstands now.
We have figured out a way to manipulate the speed of events.
So it's an anti-banana ray.
It's really interesting.
We need no longer fear the banana.
Does it work on all fruit?
What about salads?
Looks good. It's Adrienne Palicki. She joined Seth MacFarlane in his new sci-fi show, The Orville, on Fox. The show premiered this season to very strong ratings and a lot of buzz. Palicki just talked to us about the show and how her career path has been all about the girl power. Watch. Why do you think that there needs to be these stronger characters for women?
Well, I think that young girls need somebody to look up to, and I think that that's becoming more and more impactful. It's more important. That's something I fell into, oddly. It was like, once I got Wonder Woman, it was just like, okay, now it's G.I. Joe, now it's, anything where I get to hurt men.
All right, here we go.
They were like, here you go.
Like, yes!
Yes! It's my dream. But being almost 6 foot helps, I think. You know what I mean? It's intimidating, and, and I think that there's just been this spiral of all these amazing females taking the lead. And you look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's like mainly the women on that show are the women kicking butt. The men are the ones sitting in the back, you know what I mean? And I think that that's becoming something people want to see, that men want to see that.
Well, guys, the 8th season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey kicked off this week, and the explosive cast sure brought the drama, but there are some major changes. No longer returning to the franchise is powerhouse Jacqueline Larita, who famously accused Melissa Gorga of having 4 nose jobs at the end of last season. Melissa opened up about her relationship with Jacqueline today and whether or not there is a chance of reconciliation. Watch.
Not spoken with her since. I don't like a lot of the ways that, you saw what went down. I don't like when a girl breaks girl code and, calls someone out on a nose job. Maybe they didn't want anyone to know I had a nose job.
Well, no matter what you
It was not her story to tell.
It was, that's the way to put it, I think, right?
Yeah.
And
it wasn't her lie to tell. It wasn't her story to tell. It was her place. Yeah.
Any chance for reconciliation?
I have no issues. I have no issues with her. I just have no desire to, go to lunch either.
How about Jacqueline and Teresa?
I don't think they're ever going to be friends either.
No chance.
Yeah, I'm doubting that.
All right. Do you think that Jacqueline was at all jealous of your relationship with Teresa?
I do think it was a problem for her. I think that she was so used to Teresa and I being divided. I don't think she knew what to do, and her role was always kind of like playing the middle. Well, yeah, she always kind of played the middle of like, okay, this one feels this way, and when we were together, I don't think it rubbed her the right way. I think she was lost. Like she was like, I don't know. Her trust. She had major trust issues with me the second I was good with my sister-in-law, and that annoyed me.
You're family. You don't come between family.
That's and that's another interesting
like
thing that
she
doesn't
did that.
completely make sense when computing on that, right? Because of course you're
because
supposed
wasn't
to.
that sister-in-law should get along?
Yes, right.
Why
It's
would
good
you
for
want
everyone
them
if
to get
that
along?
works.
Right.
That broke my heart.
Yeah, sorting it all out there and taking Jacqueline's place, entrepreneur Margaret Josephs, Melissa and former OG housewife Danielle Staub weighing in on the Jersey newbie, all agreeing that those pigtails, they pack a serious punch. Check this out.
She's a powerhouse in pigtails, as you can see.
I
You
like
know
that.
what? I blend really well
pigtails.
with her. She's an entrepreneur like I am. She's a businesswoman. She's got great brands, a great company. She does not scare to speak her mind. I always say, listen, it's not easy to come onto the Real Housewives of New Jersey on season 8 when we're very established.
It wasn't easy in season 1.
Doesn't matter. The history.
No, well,
doesn't
you know
matter.
what? That's fair. That's
Okay,
fair, doll
yeah.
face. But yeah, she blends right in.
Thanks.
You know what? I've always been on a reality series since the day I was born. That's how I feel. So I came on the show. Obviously, Melissa said her and I get along great. I was nervous to meet Danielle after watching season 1 and 2, but she's extremely nurturing and therapeutic and amazing. Teresa's fabulous. I do clash a little with my hometown girl, Siggy.
I want to take her and pull on those pigtails until they come out of her head.
You wanted to rip out these pigtails.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't believe it. Who doesn't love a girl in pigtails?
I can't.
I mean,
well, we know one.
Apparently, we know one of them.
Where do you stand now?
You know what? I obviously can, move past anything. I don't think she's moved past it yet. She doesn't want to braid the pigtails. She might still want to rip them out.
Well, thank God she obviously didn't rip them out.
Yeah, she obviously didn't rip them out. But you know what? You'll have to watch all the episodes to really see what happens.
Those housewives.
I know.
I mean, honestly, there is no end to the drama, and I love when they introduce new people and stuff. It just adds these new dynamics.
I am digging the pigtails.
Me too.
I know. It's a good trademark for her.
Coming up next week, country star Dolly Parton dishes on her new children's album, plus the Real Housewives of New Jersey ladies. They spill the tea on their trip to Milan and all the drama that comes from that. You're going to want to hear those stories.
Yes. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from your favorite Jeremy, Dolly Parton.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Dolly Parton, and this is One Last Thing. The last time I was starstruck, I guess, was at the Emmys because every star in the world was there, and I was taking pictures with everybody. We had parties and things the night before, and the night before that, and the night of. So I saw so many stars that I almost went blind, so I was starstruck. Well, I don't usually send a lot of text messages. I'm not very high tech, but I usually just call people or they call me. The last vacation I took, I went home, back to East Tennessee, back up to my Tennessee mountain home. Had a chance to visit with a lot of old friends, a lot of my family that I don't get to see that much, and I just really had a wonderful time. And so to me, that's a vacation. I don't like to travel far because I travel all the time. Oh, my last fashion disaster, that happens almost any time because I'm always wearing my clothes too tight. I buy them small and then I have them taken in, usually. So I guess the biggest disaster I had was the time at the CMA Awards when my whole dress popped right up through the middle, just about the time I was going up for an award, and I had to borrow a coat or somebody's shawl to hold over me. Remember that back years ago? It was Kenny Rogers' first wife, Mary Ann, or second wife, or third, I don't know which one, but one of them.